and welcome to the broadcast, 19th day of September 2023. We are glad that you've chosen EBN TV to inform you tonight. We are coming on the air where the Professor for Interior Cabinet Secretary, Professor Kithure Kindiki, has announced that more than 80,000 passports are ready for pickup. Question is, are you among those? Well, this and much more lined up for you tonight. We'll also be taking a look at various issues making headlines across the counties for the next 30 minutes. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Here are the day's top stories. 80,000 and more passports ready for collection. Interior Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki announces. Second Lady Dorcas Rigathi intensifies fight against mental health issues. KDF soldiers mourned after helicopter crash in Lamu on Monday night. Well, be part of this broadcast. Watch us live on Facebook and on YouTube on EBN TV. Our SMS line is 23993. EBN Prime Edition begins right now. So we kick it off from Nyayo House, where Kenyans who applied for passports have 30 days starting 25th of September to collect their travel documents across various collection centers in the country. The Cabinet Secretary for Interior, Professor Kithure Kindiki, issued an update on uncollected passports across the country that stand at more than 87,000. The CS has partly attributed the delay to the issuance on corruption at Nyayo House. The Cabinet Secretary addressed a live press conference where he said every Wednesday the government will publicize names of Kenyans who are yet to collect their documents from the Immigration Department.
We'll start running on Monday the 25th of September 2023 to allow members of the public receive adequate notices as to the availability of their passport, the office where that passport is lying, whether in Nairobi or in the regional offices, and the notice to collect that passport. We have in our possession here at Nyayo House and within the regional offices of immigration, 87,574 passports, which must be collected within 30 days, commencing 25th of September 2023. The following is the breakdown of where the passports are. 36,170 passports are here at the head office. And we are going to set up a facility on my right, starting Monday, where members of the public will come and collect, because the usual method of collection will not generate the kind of numbers we want to release to the members of the public within the period that has been set. Within Nairobi, we'll be distributing 36,170 passports. Embu follows with 10,409 uncollected passports. Eldoret, 9,938. Kisumu, 9,515. Nakuru, 8,023. Kisii, 7,971. And finally, Mombasa, 5,424. Total, 87,574.
Now to something that's developed late last night. Communication Authority of Kenya Director General Ezra Chiloba has been suspended. An internal memo by Board Chair Mary Mungai communicated the suspension on Monday evening following a board meeting. As a result, Christopher Wambua has been appointed as Acting Director General. The suspension comes 2 years after his appointment to the docket. He took over from Francis Wangusi following his retirement in 2021. According to the appointment letter, Chiloba was to serve in the position for a renewable period of 4 years. And before his appointment to the CA, Chiloba had been sacked as the Chief Executive Officer of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, in October 2018. Now, leaders of the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition have threatened to take action if the Kenya Kwanza government makes fun of the ongoing national dialogue at the Bomas of Kenya. NARC Kenya leader Martha Karua and the Jubilee Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni insist that the cost of living and reforms in the Electoral Commission must be given a priority.
The cost of living is on the table. The table will be the issue that will be discussed on Thursday in the afternoon by the dialogue team. And we are hopeful that all sides of the divide will come committed to it. Certainly as in Azimio will come committed to it. What I must register as my displeasure is the fact that when we talked about the cost of living, they put the finance bill and they passed it. They didn't bother.
Hiking the price of kerosene by 33 shillings at one go is totally insensitive. And we notice this is happening when Kenyans are already under a burden of high taxation and worsening economic conditions. It is also a time of high joblessness. I think we all witnessed in Embakasi yesterday, thousands who came looking for only 350 jobs. So we know this is a time when most households do not even have a single person having formal employment. We therefore feel that this is insensitive and against the people.
The Judicial Service Commission has accused the Salaries and Remunerations Commission (SRC) of interference with their constitutional mandate. According to the JSC Vice Chair Macharia Njeru, the Judicial Commission will not allow any interference. Njeru was speaking in Nyeri County, where they met judiciary staff in Nyeri Town and Othaya. And Njeru said they are looking to better the welfare of all judicial officers despite their budgetary constraints. At the same time, the commission revealed that they plan to rely more on technology to address the challenge of judges' shortage.
The Remuneration Commission has attempted to interfere with our mandate by, encroaching on our mandate, because the staff of the judiciary, that's our responsibility as a JSC. We appreciate and accept that state officers is the responsibility of Salaries and Remuneration Commission. So we've told Salaries and Remuneration Commission in no uncertain terms, that's our mandate, and we will not allow that interference. And that speaks now to the issue of constantly being able to review the salaries of our, of our judicial staff, taking into account also the budgetary constraints. But the important point here is, and the message that we want to drive across again and again, is that it's the mandate of JSC and Salaries Remuneration Commission, we are telling you, will give you no room at all.
President William Ruto has expressed his condolences to the families of the Kenya Defence Forces officers who tragically lost their lives in a helicopter crash in Lamu on Monday. In a statement posted on his official X account, Ruto mourned the deceased soldiers for their courage in safeguarding and upholding Kenya's sovereignty. The statement read, and I quote, "Our condolences to the families and friends of the heartbreaking loss of our heroes in the Lamu helicopter crash. We honor their bravery in defending and protecting Kenya's sovereignty. Our prayers are with the Kenya Defence Forces and all those that have been affected by the tragedy." According to KDF, a Kenya Air Force Huey helicopter crashed on Monday during a night patrol in Lamu County, killing everyone on board. The KDF has not disclosed the number of officers who died from the crash, but a Huey helicopter is known to have a maximum capacity of up to 13 people. Well, indeed, we also do mourn with the families and friends who have lost their loved ones, our heroes indeed. United States President Joe Biden has thanked President William Ruto for his willingness to lead the United Nations Security Mission. Speaking on Tuesday at the UN General Assembly, the President of US, Joe Biden, underscored the importance of nations working together to tackle challenges. Biden called on the Security Council to authorize the security mission immediately, saying the people of Haiti cannot wait much longer. This comes after Kenya agreed to deploy 1,000 police officers to Haiti to help restore normalcy and combat the gang violence that has wrecked the Caribbean nation. Kenya will lead an international police force aimed at the mission to begin probably in a month.
We'll continue to do our part to push more reform efforts forward. Look for points of common ground and make progress in the year ahead. We need to be able to break the gridlock that too often stymies progress and blocks consensus on the Council. We need more voices, more perspectives at the table. The United Nations must continue to preserve peace, prevent conflict, and alleviate human suffering. And we embrace nations stepping up to lead new ways and to seek new breakthroughs on hard issues. For example, on Haiti, the Caribbean community is facilitating a dialogue among Haitian society. I thank President Ruto of Kenya, I thank him for his willingness to serve as the lead nation of a UN-backed security support mission. I call on the Security Council to authorize this mission now. The people of Haiti cannot wait much longer. The United States is working across the board to make global institutions more responsive, more effective, and more inclusive.
Well, the government will firmly and decisively deal with cross-border security issues to enhance trade and peaceful coexistence between Kenya and her neighbors. Busia County and Sub-County Security and Intelligence Committees have been instructed to track, apprehend, and prosecute criminal gangs terrorizing citizens by the Interior Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki. To ease congestion in border towns, reduce traffic accidents, and boost trade between Kenya and other East African Community member states, the government will prioritize dualling of the Eldoret-Bungoma-Malaba Road. The CS officially opened the Teso North Sub-County headquarters and Kamolo Division headquarters. Busia Deputy Governor Arthur Odera, that it is. Teso North Member of Parliament Oku Kaunya, the Principal Administrative Secretary, and the Executive Office of the President, Arthur Osia, and other national and county government officials were in attendance.
Hapa Busia tumekuwa na shida ya magenge ambao sana sana wanatumiwa na wanasiasa wakati wa siasa, na wakati hii kwa sababu siasa imeisha, hao vijana wameanza kuumiza wananchi, kupora mali ya watu, kuua watu na kusumbua wananchi. Utawala huu hauna nafasi kwa mtu yeyote kujiingiza kwa uhalifu. Asijisingizie ati ni vile amekosa kazi.
The government has put up ambitious strategies to avoid the impact of El Nino rains and also to strengthen agriculture by harvesting sufficient water. In efforts to cope with the effects of the rain expected in the country from next month until January of 2024, as predicted by the Department of Forecasting Air Condition in the country. While speaking at the occasion of the 150th anniversary of the Red Cross, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua said that he's expecting to organize a meeting with the National Emergency Response Organization to discuss how the country is prepared to deal with the El Nino rains.
As we celebrate over 150 years of experience of the Red Cross and the Red Crescent Society, we seek to enhance our partnership, particularly in strengthening the capacity of our agencies, like the National Disaster Management Authority and sister agencies across the continent. In our march against climate change, we cannot afford to lose lives, we cannot afford to lose livelihoods. In improved technology, we have an opportunity to work together in better early warning systems of consolidated and effective action. For instance, in our country and across Africa and the world, predictions indicate that we may experience El Nino rains between September and January 2024. We invite you to work with us as we set up and implement measures to prevent possible tragedies. In that regard, next week I'll be convening the National Emergency Response Committee that I chair with all government agencies, development partners, the Red Cross, international organizations, and all other stakeholders to discuss our preparedness for the expected El Nino rains. In the long term, we are working on public-private partnership in building water harvesting structures, including dams across the country. This will help us take advantage of such large amounts of water for food production. On this note, as I conclude, I wish to thank the Red Cross and the Red Crescent Society for the millions of lives they have touched over the years. We look forward to working closely in building sustainable societies beyond disasters. And what you do is a calling for humanity. Nobody can pay you. Nobody can compensate you in a commensurate manner.
Trade and Industrialization Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria says that the Kenya Kwanza government is on the right track to revive industries in a bid to spur economic growth across the country. Speaking during the official groundbreaking ceremony of the Migori County Industrial and Aggregation Park on Tuesday in Nyatike, Kuria said that the project will see $500 million shillings pumped into the flagship project across the country and is aimed at revitalizing the county's economy potential in a bid to create job opportunities to thousands of unemployed youths. The CS added that the government will ensure that it invests much on value addition of products coming from the county by building cold rooms and geoprocessing plants.
Mruto na serikali kuu tumetoa shilingi milioni 250, 250 million shillings. Governor Ochiro na County Assembly ni washukuru, wametoa shilingi milioni 250. Na meangalia utafiti ambao tumefanya hapa. Hapa tutaweza kuajiri vijana, wamama, wazee wasiopungua watu 30,000 hapa katika Migori County, ambao wataweza kufanya kazi moja kwa moja hapa. Lakini wengi ni wale watasaidika na mazao ambao iko huko nje. Wale ambao wanafanya kulima mahindi, kulima mchele, kulima horticulture, wavuvi wa samaki, wote watasaidika hapa.
GEM Member of Parliament Elisha Odhiambo has appealed for the national government's intervention to stop alleged pilferage of public funds by Siaya County government officials. Now, the legislator, Odhiambo, said unless quick action was taken by the relevant investigative bodies, area residents will never enjoy the fruits of devolution as a few well-connected individuals continue enriching themselves. Speaking at his Mutumbu village home in North Game Ward of Siaya County while addressing community leaders from the constituency, Odhiambo lamented that both the DCI and the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, were holding up to 10 investigative files on alleged corruption within the devolved unit.
I think Siaya is lagging behind. The survey that was covered over the weekend put Siaya at the bottom of the 47 counties. So we have a governor who has good English but has no development record. I am aware that DCI and EACC has about 10 files that are ready for action. I am calling on government, I am calling on the president himself to save Siaya from theft and wastage of resources. I am calling on the DCI and EACC to move to Siaya to ensure that those files are actionable and that decisions are taken. So if you steal money from the ordinary Siaya residents, you must pay for it. I'm also aware that 2 years ago there was an investigation going on the county assembly of Siaya of an embezzlement of 300 million. I'm yet to see action at the county assembly. I'm calling on the national government, if we are serious about corruption, let us demonstrate from the county of Siaya.
Hao wameleta aibu Siaya mzima. Siaya tulifanya uchaguzi na tukaweka governor, si ndio? Na alikuwa governor ule amesoma tunamuogopa sana, si ndio? Alifika kazini, alifanya kazi gani? Mshawepata mbolea ile alisema ataleta? Anawapatia watoto basari huyo mtu? Anawalimia vile alikuwa amesema? anawapatia mbegu vile alikuwa anasema. Kazi yake ni wizi asubuhi, wizi jio. Wizi asubuhi, wizi jio. Pombe, anakunywa pombe ya shilingi 100 ngapi moja. Mtu mmoja anakunywa pombe 100,100 siku lakini watoto hawaendi shule, sivyo? So mimi nataka tuulize, kwa sababu tuko na mheshimiwa wetu hapa Elisha Akuba Odhiambo, na yeye ni mtu anaongea na mheshimiwa Daktari William Ruto direct, si ndio? Aite askari yote, si ndio? DCI Integrity Center yote ikuje hapa Siaya, waangalie huu gavana watoe. Tuko na dual denge.
Now, UDA leaders drawn from Malava constituency, Kakamega County, have strongly criticized some of the members in the party who have been going to the media to criticize the party's Secretary General Cleophas Malala over his remarks on the folding Kenya Kwanza affiliate parties. Addressing the press in Malava town, led by their Secretary Harrison Tanga, they have vowed not to tolerate a few members tarnishing the party's reputation by constantly creating conflicts. At the same time, they urged President William Ruto to hear the cries of Kenyans regarding the high cost of living at this particular time.
Tuko imara sana na chama chetu. Tunajua tunamtambua sana rais wetu. Tunamtambua sana Malala akiwa SG. Na sisi tuko imara kama wana UDA na hatutawacha chama chetu kisambaratike. Tuko hapo hapo, wamama wanajua, vijana wanajua, viongozi wetu wote wanatambua kwamba Malava ni ngome ya UDA na tumesimama imara.
Hapa Malava nataka kusema UDA tuko imara. Tuko chini ya uongozi wa Secretary General Cleophas Malala, na iwapo atawania tena position yake ya Secretary General tutamsupport kama delegates wa UDA, lakini hawa watu wengine wanakuja kuharibu chama na kutoanisha chama, hatuta support hiyo. Lakini Cleophas Malala tutamsupport kama Secretary General, tunasupport uongozi wake, anaongoza chama vizuri. Na vile amesema December tukienda elections, kama atawania Secretary General tutamsupport kabisa kama wana UDA wa Malava. Interim team yenye tunatambua ni hii yenye iko, na hawa ndio watawania kuwa officials wa UDA Malava. Hawa ndio tunawatambua.
Chama kiko imara, hatuna vita ndani ya chama kama wanachama wa UDA Malava sub branch. Tumepata mawasiliano kutoka kwa katibu mkuu wa chama Honorable Malala ya kwamba tutakuwa na uchaguzi mwisho wa mwaka huu wa chama cha UDA. Na sisi kama wanachama tuko tayari kuenda kwa uchaguzi. Kwa hivyo tunawasihi wale wetu, wale wafuasi wetu ambao wako na nia ya kusimama viti vyovyote katika chama wafanye hivyo bila uoga. Kwa hivyo tunasema pia kwamba sisi tunajua serikali inafanya kazi kwa njia yoyote kuhakikisha kwamba gharama ya vyakula inarudi chini. Kwa hivyo tunapongeza serikali, tunapongeza rais, na tunasema kwamba waendelee hivyo ili gharama ya chakula irudi chini.
Some of the widows and women of single-parent families in Sabaki, Kilifi County are now asking this national government and the Kilifi County government to jack them up in their projects to raise their lives after the collapse of various projects. Now, the mothers, about 100 of them, say that they have started small projects to develop themselves, but the challenge is lack of funds to raise the projects, while poverty among them continues to stare at them every morning. Led by Josephine Masha, one of the children says that some of them are dependent on their children. One of the parents says some of them are dependent on their children and some have failed to go to school due to lack of school fees. Mariam Juma also says that there is a need for the government through leaders to jack those mothers who have shown the spirit of self-development, even though they have grown up to rely on good Samaritans in their efforts to build themselves.
Nyumba na pia bado pia wako na majukumu ya watoto wanahitaji wa kuenda shule. Pia bado tunahitaji. Kwa hivyo tunashukuru pale tuliofika mahali, bado tunajiendeleza hivyo hivyo na bado tunahitaji wa kujiendeleza. Labda tuko na biashara ndogo ndogo ambao tunauza samaki, wengine wana ukulima, wengine wana kama kuuza mboga. Kwa hivyo huwa tunajiendeleza hivyo biashara kidogo kidogo.
Tumejienua hivyo, lakini changamoto ni moja. Pesa kawaida haitoshi mtu. Mahitaji ni mengi. Watoto shuleni wanataka kusoma, we mwenyewe pengine una wazazi wako nao pia ni wagonjwa. Pesa hiyo unatarajia hiyo utoe hapo. Kisha ukitoa ukimaliza hapo baki kitu. Hiyo biashara utaifanya na nini? Kama hauna pesa nyingine, inabidi unasimama. Unang'ang'ana tena. Basi hao wakubwa kama wako huko, pia watuangalie na pesa tutumie huku, kwa sababu sisi ndio tutawaangalia wao. Kama watatafuta pahali huko ama wapeane watu wa huko, sisi huku watu wache. Kesho na wakitaka tena kura tena nyingine, wakitaka tena, sisi tutawasaidia vipi sisi? Watuangalie sisi wa mama. Biashara zimelala. Pesa hatuna. Hiyo yetu tuko nayo haitutoshi. Si kwamba hatuna. Tuna bidii, manake tumefika mbali sasa. Kama mtu unaweza kupata shilingi 70,000 na ni yako mwenyewe, si ya mkubwa umepawa, si ni raha. Lakini sasa basi haitoshi. Wengine wana watoto wanasomesha, wengine wametaka kupeleka watoto wa university, ma college. Sasa hii tunangangana na council hapa kututafutia makaratasi watoto waende university. Na kama pengine ni mtu nimepawa hiyo pesa najiendeleza, naenda kwa kazi.
Shinyalu and Ikolomani residents received a self-relief when they were provided with medical care during a free medical camp organized by Kakamega Women Representative Elsie Mohanda. The residents expressed their gratitude to the women rep, stating that it has been challenging for them to access proper medical treatment due to the consistent shortage of drugs and pharmaceuticals in most healthcare facilities within their constituencies. While addressing the camp attendees, Mohanda called upon the county government to allocate a larger portion of the county's budget to the health sector to address the shortage of drugs. She also emphasized the need for local healthcare facilities to be adequately equipped to prevent residents from having to travel long distances in search of medical services.
Watu wangu wanataabika sana. Hawapati madawa, na ndio mimi nimeleta madawa hapa mashinani, nimeleta madaktari hapa mashinani wasaidie watu wetu. Kuna watu wetu pia hata wameshikwa na funza. Shida ni mingi. Watu wetu wanaonelea ya kwamba badala ya kununua dawa, kwa maana pesa ni kidogo, hiyo pesa wanunue korokoro. Ndio mimi kama mama nimeanzisha hii Elsie Foundation yenye inaleta hii huduma huku mashinani. Na mimi naombelea ya kwamba county government iweke pesa mingi kwa mambo ya matibabu. Kwa maana wananchi wako hapa, wenyewe wanaumia. Wanasema wakienda hospitali hawapati madawa.
Mheshimiwa mbunge wa kaunti ya Kakamega Mama Elsie Mohanda kwa kutengea hii nafasi ya siku ya leo kuleta huduma mashinani na hii medical camp ambayo saa hizi tuko na turn-up kubwa sana. Wakati nimeingia hapa nimepata already idadi ya watu zaidi ya 500 wako kwa line wanataka matibabu. Hii ni kuonyesha ya kwamba kulingana na venye iko kule mashinani tuna upungufu na tuna shida na mambo na afya, na mimi naomba tukiwa chini ya county government ya Kakamega tuweke kamba kidogo ili wananchi wasiteseke. Maana siku ya leo naona wengi hapa wamekuja matibabu, wengi hapa wanalalamika mambo na kukosa pesa ya kwenda kutibiwa, wengi wanalalamika mambo na kukosa dawa kwa hospitali, wengi wanalalamika mambo na uchumi. Kwa hivyo mimi kama kiongozi, mimi kama MCA wa area hii, naomba serikali yetu iwe na mikakati ya kuwekeza mashinani ili wananchi wasiteseke.
Spouse to the Deputy President Dorcas Rigathi has called on Kenyans to help those who are facing mental illness to help them cope with their situation. Speaking when she opened the conference at Daystar University in Valley Road, Pastor Dorcas, however, called on the community to embrace those suffering from mental illness. The executive director of My Afia Africa supported Reverend Dorcas' opinion, adding that mental health is the responsibility of the society. Mental health is as well not a personal issue, but a social responsibility. The forum brought together university students, colleges and technical institutions, medical professionals, among other stakeholders.
That mental health is not a personal issue, but a societal responsibility. If one of us is not affected, I am sure we have had an experience. And as we sit here in this hall today, we are not just as individuals, but we are a force driven by compassion, by empathy, and by profound commitment to address the silent crisis that is affecting all of us in one way or the other. It could be you, it could be someone you're relating with, or it could be someone that you work with. As we look at the issues that are touching every corner of our community, they do not recognize or note age, status, or where you work. It cuts across all of us. And therefore, that is why we are here saying we need to embark on this journey of us expressing ourselves, of talking of the issues that we are going through, so that we may be able to be inspired, and most importantly, we may be united and share a vision where all of us are able to see mental health as we would see other physical health.
Even with that condition, if you can take control of the mind and have a family that is supportive and a community around you that understands you, it is possible to overcome and to live with a condition, and that condition, it becomes your platform even to be able to help others, like we have had today. One thing that you must know, as the first storyteller told us, that there was a hey child. If that hey child did not understand that young man, and also in the case of the second one, if that working community or the people who are around you, the environment around you is not understanding, is judgmental, it will drive you crazy, and it will actually drive you to your grave. But I'll ask you that as families, as a communities around, we must become the supportive system to one another.
In the world of sports, Kenya Sevens received a shot in the arm after 3 million donation from President William Ruto following their qualification for the 2024 Paris Olympics. The donation was delivered by Sports Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba when he hosted the team for breakfast at a Nairobi hotel. Shujaa arrived on Monday night from Harare, Zimbabwe, where they won the Africa Sevens Championships by beating South Africa 17-12 in the final. The 24-man squad will each receive 200,000 Kenyan shillings, while the 6-man technical bench will receive 100,000 shillings each following their shock win over the continental powerhouses. Paris will be Shujaa's third Olympics in a row, and they made their debut at the Rio 2016 and were part of the competition at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games.
Today, this was my dream. I've always dreamed to play for the national team, and my mom always wanted to see me on that big screen. And I promised her that I will one day deliver it, and I've truly done it.
Man, I think he has a big heart, first of all, and he's always angry, and he wants to learn, and he wants to get better every single day. I think this tournament is dedicated to him, Patrick Odongo, losing his mother and putting up a brilliant performance like that. I believe that's a sign of a very, very good player.
Well, indeed, a big congratulations to the Shujaa who qualified for the Paris 2024 Olympics. Also on that note, Harambee Stars or Starlets flew out of the country last night, and they're set to play Cameroon come 22nd of September, which is just about 2 days away, for the African Women Cup of Nations. So we also wish them all the best, and hopefully when they jet back, it will be good news, right? Well, that is where we wrap it up tonight. Thank you so much for keeping me company. Do join me tomorrow at 7 a.m. I'll be having a conversation on the role of technology in matters healthcare. When are we going to go digital in terms of healthcare services? Why are we still having situations where people have to walk into hospitals with books? Well, that is the conversation we'll be having tomorrow at 7 a.m. So do join me then. But for now, good night. Have a blessed evening. I'm Cynthia Manjani.